Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My face is a little bit dirty because I already started working on the M45, but in this video we're going to go ahead and replace a hose on the power steering rack that is leaking and making the bottom portion of the car really dirty, and it's causing like a small drop of power steering fluid on my driveway, and I don't want that, so I want to go ahead and fix that now before it gets a lot worse in the future. But like I said, I already started working on the car. I was doing an oil change on the M45, and since I was under there, I thought I'd go ahead and try to fix it. And I started removing the hose, and this is what I found. So right now, you can see that I already removed one end of the hose. I still gotta do the other one. I am most likely just gonna end up cutting that hose to make it a lot easier to remove instead of just pulling all the lines and messing it up. But this is the line that we're gonna go ahead and replace. Luckily for me, I have an extra one sitting around. When I remove my old engine, I got a whole new power steering rack from a junkyard, and this one ended up having a crack on it somewhere right here. Let me see. Gotta find it first. Oh, it might be up here somewhere. It's back here. So you guys can't really see. I'll probably have to remove it so you guys can see it a little bit. But I'm having a little bit of trouble removing the line. It's really difficult, if I'm being completely honest with you. This one was pretty easy because it's stuck to the rack directly, but this other one is stuck over here to these, and they kind of move a little bit. So when you pull on it, it ends up moving the whole line, and I don't want to damage it. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go ahead and cut the line right where it connects right there. That way we don't damage this one right here. I don't want to end up bending it, and then it ends up having a cut right there, which is going to make it even worse. But the whole goal is to try to remove this line right here. It just has two clamps. You can see one of them right here. There's another one at the end right there. And you're going to grab some pliers. If you have some strong, sturdy ones, that'll make it a whole lot easier. For example, like these small ones, they're not as sturdy, but I have some larger ones that make it a whole lot easier to be able to remove you know, those type of clamps. But yeah, let's go ahead and try to cut it. We want to cut it right where it has that like ball at the bottom, because that's what's holding it into place. Once you cut that, it'll become loose and you can just pull it right out. For the other one over there, I honestly just got some leverage. I pretty much laid down more on this side right here, that way I could grab the line from the top and pull it out, and I was able to remove it without messing up the fitting itself that goes on the other side. Because on these ends right here, has these little fittings that connect right there. As you can see, it's that top one right there, and it's still leaking. It's making a mess. Alright, so there you guys go. I removed the old line, and as you can see, I had to make a few cuts right there in order to weaken it so it can release it. And the leak was coming from right here. You can see those little cracks right there. Well, there's a bunch of cracks everywhere actually, as you can see. So this hose must have been just like really old, and right there started leaking from. So that's crazy for that little leak. And then we got this old one that we're gonna go ahead and replace. I would honestly use a brand new one, but I could not find one anywhere locally that had one. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to use an old one to go ahead and replace this one. From what I remember, this did not have any leaks. As you can see, it looks like it's in really good condition, so we have nothing to really worry about. I hope, at least, with this one. So let's go ahead and install this. This goes on the side with the tube, and then this side goes over here on the end that we were struggling with right now. But you can see that it connects right here, and then it goes up to over here to that bracket, and then we removed it from right there. It was really hard, I'm not gonna lie. I would honestly recommend just cutting it, especially if you plan on replacing it. If you don't plan on replacing it, it's going to be really hard because that thing will not come off. It's extremely hard on there. So yeah, let's throw this back on. Hopefully we have no leaks. I plan on reusing this fluid right here because it was like brand new, so I don't want to end up using my new fluid that I have over there if this one is still good. So it's a good thing that I have this under here so we can catch all of that fluid instead of, you know, throwing it all away. Alright guys, everything is now done. Right there you can see, put the clamp on right there, put a zip tie right here to separate these two lines so they don't touch. And then over here, I got this one right there. connected with the clamp. To access the clamp on this side, I go through the top right here. Really easy to get through right there. And this bottom one right here, I just get it through right there. You can also get it through up here as well. You can put your hand up here to get the clamp, but I found it a little bit easier right here. I'm not gonna lie, this one right here is hard. I think it's because it moves too much, or at least this line right here in the back, it moves way too much, and it doesn't give you like enough leverage to be able to pull on it, as where this one is like stuck right there, so it's easy to pull that one off. But hopefully this helps you guys out. I know it's gonna be kind of like a short video. Just wanted to show you replacing this because it's a leak that I've been having and I wasn't sure where it was coming from, but I would keep seeing the line right here get wet, but it was coming from this top one right here because it was sitting on top of it. So I don't know how that happened. I was probably just old and started cracking on the area. I had these two power steering reservoir containers that I used on a previous project. Actually, I think it was on the same car. So right now I'm going ahead and adding some fluid in there. So right now you can see it's topped off, but you gotta turn the car on, turn the wheel a few times. That way the fluid can move around, because I only put a little bit and it already stopped right there. As you can see, a lot came out and I dropped some on the floor. So we still gotta put a lot more in there. I know that it took last time a few drives to be able to fill it up appropriately, and right now you can see that just biting a little bit, it's already up at the top. I made a video on this reservoir right here that I got from Amazon, really cheap, makes it look a whole lot better. I just wanted to change it up to make it look nicer, and honestly I haven't had any issues and it looks really sick. Alright, right now it's on. The fluid looks a little bit dirty already, and all I've done is just move the steering wheel back and forth. And I will be honest, another issue that I kind of feel like I noticed was the steering wheel would make noise when I would turn it, and I would lock it at full lock, it would make noise. Like right now it's not making noise, but once I would lock it all the way, as you can see, it will start to make a screeching sound. So I don't know if it was just because it was running low on fluid and I had that, you know, leak. Proper fluid wasn't getting to the rack, causing it to make noise. So right now it's still at the top. Once you turn it off, it should go back down when it's warm. And right now no leaks, everything looks good. Check the fittings as well. Sweet. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off and then we'll let it sit for a while, see if the fluid goes back down. Alright guys, so now we're in the M45. It's driving good, no issues, no more leaks. I drove it around yesterday and then I drove it today. I pulled the car back to see if I saw any new spots and everything looked completely dry. So the issue has been fixed. No more leaks again on the power steering side of the house. I know it's an issue that I had before replacing my engine. I think the fitting on the end portion where I saw you guys that I removed it directly from the rack, I believe that was leaking. I don't know exactly why. It could have been either the O-ring or it could have been that the thread was actually messed up, because when I removed it I was having issues putting it back in and it was cross-threaded and I couldn't put it back in because I kept having a leak on that. So I ended up getting a brand new power steering hose from the junkyard that I found from an M45. Replaced it, didn't have any more issues. I'm assuming it probably was already damaged or it got damaged more recently, and now I just had this issue now. So I went ahead and fixed it. Everything is good. I didn't really want the issue to get worse, you know, later on in the future and have like a bigger leak and mess up my driveway. So I'm happy I fixed it now. I really don't know where to tell you guys to buy this part from because I could not find it anywhere. I was looking, you know, at my local auto parts store, AutoZone and O'Reilly's, and both of them said that they could not find the hose or where to even get it from. They couldn't even order it for me. So that's gonna suck if you have to replace this. you're gonna have to get like an aftermarket one or try to find a very similar replacement to it. I got super lucky that I kept that part, because honestly I was thinking about throwing a bunch of parts away that I had from the old engine, and luckily I still had that one. So I'm really happy I did that, because if not I would have had to source a new one or try putting some type of tube in the middle, clamping it down and seeing if it would actually hold. And I'm not sure if it would, if I'm being honest with you, because it's a really old hose. Over time it just hardens up, and I don't even know if it would clamp the same after, you know, cutting it and trying to put a tube in the middle. I think, and I could be wrong, I think it's called a return hose, and I saw it online and it was from like Infinity, and they wanted like 70 bucks for it. 70 bucks for a hose is just crazy to me. You can buy like a regular hose at your local auto parts store for like maybe even I think 10 bucks, but I don't know if it's gonna hold up the same as that hose, because those hoses are specifically made to you know, take in power steering fluid and not rupture or have any issues in tearing or ripping. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.